Magdalena.
Hi.
I'm so glad to do this with you. Hello, everybody. Meet the glorious Magdalena Kusch. I've met her actually earlier this summer. And a couple of days ago, I had an amazing, pretty interesting experience and very unique experience here in what we call the PEACE.field. She will tell you more about this in a second. Because that experience really made me want to share with you what all of this was. Yes, it looks pretty, but it's more than just a pretty calligraphy. And again, Magdalena will tell you more. So 2 days ago, she was holding an event here in the PEACE.field in Uppsala, in one of the many galleries that we have in Uppsala. And we got to experience as an introductory course or like experience some Tao Calligraphy. And what happened was very interesting because basically we were supposed to trace those beautiful symbols and letters and, like just sigil, basically. And as I was doing it with both my hands in a specific way, and she will tell you why, my blood started to just follow the tracing like a magnet. I could really feel it this way. That was very unique. I am very connected to my body, to my blood and everything, you know that already. But feeling the blood just following the tracing was very, very interesting to feel in your body. So let me guide you into this new world that I just discovered that I really enjoy. So Magdalena, over to you.
Thank you. So happy that we're doing this, and I love your experience that you shared with me. So first of all, related to your experience, we have a teaching in the Tao Science that I've been studying with Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha since many years. And there's an ancient saying, when qi flows in the body, the blood and the liquid follows. So many of us actually have a lot of qi is the energy blockages in the body, and we don't really sense it. And we don't know if our blood is flowing properly everywhere where it should be, because most of us don't look inside of our body. But the teaching or the guidance for healing is that we have to make the qi flow in order to heal or to maintain good health or to prevent sickness. So to have the qi flow is vital, and that's what we have been doing and practicing that night.
Yeah, that's exactly how it felt. It really felt like life was a bit more present and was moving in a more embodied way. There was really a sense of incarnation, like really in the body. That's really how I felt it.
Yeah.
So how did you fall into the world of Tao calligraphy?
Oh, that's a long story, but I will make it short. I was originally, I am a psychologist, and I was working in a hospital, but I was very much interested in Berlin, in the Charité Berlin, but I was very much interested in spiritual healing. And at that time I already practiced yoga. I practiced yoga and meditation since my 20s, and I became a yoga teacher. And I was teaching yoga, and one day a lady came in and with a book in my class. She was joining my class. She's an architect, and she gave me this amazing book, which was called Soul Wisdom by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And this was the moment when I started to really deeply dive into the Tao teachings, because this book, Soul Wisdom, has actually aspects of Lao Tzu's teaching, who was a Tao master, an ancient philosopher, 400, 500 before Christ, and he wrote Tao Te Ching.
Yeah.
And many people know Tao Te Ching, and I heard about Tao Te Ching, but I never studied it because I felt I didn't have access to it because it felt so advanced.
Yeah, it does.
And yeah, but I felt drawn to it always, and I like the sutras, the certain lines, and that book gave me access to this. That book gave me access to very advanced Tao teachings. I actually memorized the Tao Te Ching text. I can chant it.
Leave a thumbs up for that, please.
So this was like a prerequisite for my studies. My teacher is a very serious, real living Tao master on earth, and he guided us to master these things so that we can improve ourselves. And the Tao calligraphy, for instance, in the ancient times, it was really used to improve the character. it was really like a sacred art that was very often it was either the very special spiritual monks were doing it, the Tao masters, or it was brought to the emperors. Sometimes people were spiritual who were leading the earth, on earth, but not always. But they did appreciate calligraphy because some special orders that the emperor would send, they were also written in calligraphy form.
Oh.
So there's a lot about calligraphy, and I'm from the West, so I didn't grow up with this wisdom like probably many of you. So I'm still learning every day, but I felt drawn to this art because it's so beautiful, and I could immediately sense its power.
Yeah.
It contains spiritual power.
It does.
That is very, very, it's like a magnet.
Yes.
You feel so drawn to it because it's not only the beauty that attracts us, it's really the spiritual healing powers that it has, and that's what happens to me. I fell in love with Tao calligraphy immediately. It was very easy.
Yeah, there's something about Tao. I'm just touching it. I mean, I knew a little bit about this. I do have the Tao Te Ching actually in my boxes in France, but I never really took the time to dive into it. But I know it's further down the line. Maybe this is my first go at it, basically. But it's just the Tao really, I feel like being in the peace field really is a good ambassador for that, because the Tao energy, what I experienced, was very much connected to peace. You can feel it, really. It's and that's why I think it's magnetic. It's because peace has a magnetic energy, because energy flows. So of course, when there's something that is very mighty, you know, in a good way, you're drawn to it. So actually, tell us more about this one that we have here.
Yes.
I know you love this one.
I love it. It was one of the first calligraphies that I have received from my teacher. This is an original Tao calligraphy art by Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. And these characters mean soul light, Ling Guan in Mandarin. So there is a lot of specifics about Tao calligraphy art, because there are different calligraphy arts in the world. There's Chinese calligraphy, there's Japanese calligraphy. This style is called Ibitsu, which is one-stroke technique. And writing this, because I write myself a lot, I actually try to write every single day. It really aligns us.
Yeah.
It contains the message of oneness. So when we do it, we fall into the space of oneness, and we say we are all made of soul, heart, mind, and body. So that's like, it's like a law. Shen, Qi, Jing, we say in science. So Shen is the soul, and then Qi is the energy, Jing is the matter. So we are made of soul, heart, mind, and body. And the moment we connect with this calligraphy, or want to trace it or write it, it really feels like there is an alignment taking place within. Yeah. And that's what people constantly report me. They actually experience it. So there is a message of oneness within, and simply by the way it is written. There are no single strokes, all dots, all the little pieces that are in the normal writing in Mandarin, they are connected to one stroke in one flow. So the Qi, the energy, also flows through one pathway. And on the other hand, what is also beautiful about this calligraphy is, of course, it's a positive message that it has, and it's soul light. Yeah. So soul light is not the light that we have here on Earth, the electric light. It's a universal light. It's the highest frequency and vibration of Tao. Yeah. And we say that soul light enters our bodies through the acupuncture points, and we absorb the soul light through energy centers like the chakras you might know from yoga. We call it soul houses, or they are called gear in Tao teaching, so there are many names for the same thing. So the soul light enters our human body through sacred points, and the frequency of the soul light is so high, and we all know light can heal. Yes. We are drawn to light naturally. We are all, as soon as the sun comes out, we are all out there. Yeah.
Especially here in Sweden.
Yeah, and the same in Berlin. I'm from Berlin, and when in March the sun comes out, everybody's sitting on the streets regardless how cold it is, because we feel not only the light, we feel the frequency and vibration.
Yeah, and we sort of gain energy, and it feeds life.
And it
really.
feels good, and our body gets alive, our cells get stimulated. So light is used for healing since thousands of years. It has been known that light can heal. Here we have soul light. So this calligraphy has become a channel. It's like a physical art that carries spiritual power, and this calligraphy in particular carries the spiritual power of soul light. It really directly directs the soul light to everyone who connects with it, and when you're open to it.
Yeah, especially within this field, because
especially in this field,
because you cannot really see every like inch of the space, but you have all the calligraphies over there, and then another space where you can meditate with the books. There's a whole setup that is beautiful. Like, I can show you some tiny clips afterwards in a video later on. But yeah, this is exactly what I experienced, because we were tracing those symbols, those characters, really, with, you know, our hands. She invited us to do it with both hands, and that way, with all the meridian connected, right? And so by doing this, you could really feel the oneness happening, and I think this is why my blood started to sort of dance within me, you know, really. That's really how it felt. Especially there was a moment where we were connected to the pelvis, and to me that's where it triggered, that because I know I have a very strong energy in that area, so that's where I connect more easily, and that's where that's how I connect with the world in a way. And so feeling this was just very, I would be very interesting to do this while having my period, actually. So I don't know, I feel like they could add to the magic or something.
It's very healing.
Yeah.
In case you struggle during your cycle or before with PMS, what 200 million women worldwide do suffer from endometriosis, for instance, and this is severe pain, and I have been applying it myself. So pain is, from our perspective, blocked energy. On the energy level, it means energy, chi was blocked, it's not flowing, and when chi accumulates, it causes pressure to the nerves, to the related organs, to the muscles. So in order to heal pain, the very first approach is to make the energy flow, to release, to unblock the blocked energy and make the energy flow, and this alone can be an incredible, beautiful experience when someone is suffering from pain. But the calligraphy does also more, because it is written, we believe in universal laws and principles, and one is the law of yin and yang. And if you see a little bit closer, you can see that this calligraphy has a perfect yin-yang balance. Because there are some strokes that are written stronger, like in dark black color, and so are some lighter strokes. So this kind of writing is actually a real mastery. To be able to do that in this way is amazing. And when we follow the lines, we feel it. We feel the balance that the calligraphy contains. And most of the illness on earth, including mental problems, emotional problems, sleeping disorders, are due to yin and yang imbalances in the body. So the next step is release the chi, the blocked chi, and focus on balancing yin and yang energies in the yin and yang aspect in the body. And this can bring a lot of healing to our organs, to our systems, and the whole way how we're being and feeling, as well as how we feel connected with heaven and earth. Because heaven is the yang power and the earth is yin. And when we have imbalances in our body, that also means we are not really connected with one of these forces properly.
There's like a difference in the percentages, basically, and I'm already sort of familiar with some of the Chinese concepts and values, of course, because I'm a Reiki practitioner, as you guys know. I'm not the third level, I'm only first level, I don't remember, it was years ago. So I'm already familiar with that. My mother was doing Qigong as well.
Beautiful.
So I'm already quite familiar, and I know that the way she would do it, and I did some session with her, really relates to that same, essence, to connect and to align, and you can feel with the breathing as well that it acts very much on that focal point, which is basically the groundwork of many spiritual practices. It's just to reconnect us with the breath, the air, because that's where everything starts and ends, basically, especially for us as humans. So I'm very thrilled to have that opportunity. We just improvised this totally. That's why you got no announcement whatsoever about this live. We had the session basically Monday, 2 days ago. So we had it 2 days ago, and they were like, yeah, let's just go for it, and let's see how it goes. You know how it is on my channel. It's fun for now. It's just a little bit like improvisation, but I just follow the flow, basically. And this was the embodiment of following the flow, and I really felt like there's something that I could incorporate on some level, although personally, but also in the books and the poetry that I write, you know, maybe incorporate some of those symbols, you know, maybe make a reference to it. Yeah, I feel like there's like a beginning of a journey a little bit. I mean, I know I touched on a lot of different practices, you know, like I do a lot of stuff, but this is kind of new, and it does, I am a very energetic, fiery, kind of young person, and I feel like this would be a nice place to go back to, in especially in those times of chaos. Just saying.
Yes, maybe we share a little bit about the field, because she spoke about the chaos and my desire. So it is really about bringing peace to earth and creating a space for people, or a field, I like to call it a field more, where people can experience peace within. So that even in the troubled times, whatever is going within, that we learn that everything is inside of us, and that drawing the senses inside and taking a moment a day, when it's only 5 minutes, we might be very fiery in nature and have a lot on our plate and juggling many projects, but even then, especially then, it's very important to go back to a silent moment and to focus on peace, because the peace in the world is only created by us. This is our own reflection, our own state, and everybody can do this. Everybody can sit down and be quiet for a moment, shut off everything, stop scrolling, stop chatting, stop the sounds that are beeping. Just be with yourself and experience that no matter what is going on in life, we can have peace. And for me, peace is priceless, and I know it's easier to access it when we have tools. Like I used yoga in my earlier life to find this deep peace in my body. But now these calligraphies, because you said you would like to incorporate it, you would like to do it. There are quite a few books now, and the newest release is Tao Calligraphy for Healing Anxiety and Depression. And this is so just amazing, because everybody can purchase this book. I think it's maybe $20, and it has a calligraphy inside, and it has a calligraphy outside, and everybody can start tracing it, which is it's not only a mindfulness exercise. So tracing is when we follow the writing with our hand. It's an exercise for the soul. I call it soul workout, because we immediately feel connected with the higher self, with the essence of our being. And that's beyond mind, beyond meditation, that's beyond mind. It's really to have a direct entrance point to your own soul.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like there's a retreat happening. You're recentering everything on yourself, because as you all know, especially nowadays, it's very easy to be out of axiom, you know, with ourselves. So it's very important, and it's part of self-care. And if you really want to be someone to care for people, care for yourself first. You know, it's like for the airplanes, you know, they always tell you put on the air mask first, and then you're going to put it on someone else. That's the same for this, because this is a part of this is a practice that can be part of your self-care routine, and it doesn't have to take you forever. You can do this in 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. You know, it can be something just, you know, that makes a little bit of a difference, because really when you feel at peace, and I'm speaking from experience, it's contagious, and it triggers miracles and unlocks a lot of things. And this calligraphy, this art, this philosophy even, will participate into that. And I feel like this is the perfect moment to share this with you guys and to introduce you to this, and maybe connect you with this book that I got the chance to be offered a couple of days ago. And I'm really looking forward to dive into this, because with everything that's happening, and now entering September, it almost feels like a new year in a way, even though it's not technically. Energetically speaking, it feels like there's maybe a 180 turn that's going to happen. And yeah, to me, that's my own just channeling, right? It just feels like a new year in advance. So there's a chance for renewal, get rid of the old and then reinsert the new instead. And this practice, I feel, is something that could benefit you guys if you're interested. And I will leave all of her links down below, of course, afterwards. Just so you know, I don't know if some of you guys are watching live, but I'm just filming with my phone and then do not have access to the comments. So I cannot see your comments. So I'm sorry if I'm being rude and I cannot answer. But eventually, we could probably answer in the comments later on or something. Or we could do a second part video, from a distance or something. So you will be heard, just not right now.
Exactly. I just want to share, like, for instance, because for those people who have never practiced meditation or anything like this before, this teacher is so magnificent. He created a scan code that is right in the book.
Correct.
And we are all now very much on our devices, so we can scan a code and then a field opens up. Yeah. It's an animation, and where we can really follow and do the practice with sound, with the calligraphy, and this is for healing depression and anxiety in this book, but there are other books that are made for other purposes, but every calligraphy can be applied for anything. It's not like set in stone that this one can only heal the depression and anxiety. But this is so amazing in this century to have a Tao master who is so here on earth with us, who's so aware what we need. Yeah. In the ancient times, we would pilgrim to mountains and walk barefoot to meet such a person. Now we have access to this online. Yeah, exactly. And he offers a daily free healing on his Instagram. He has an Instagram account and offers free healing. There are many people who have a Love, Peace, Harmony field, many Love, Peace, Harmony ambassadors worldwide. So everybody can access this, and no one has to go anywhere. We can do it from the comfort zone of our home. Yeah. Click on the link and watch a meditation, or directly enter a different frequency and vibration if we wish so.
Exactly. Yeah, we have to meet the universe halfway. And that's the whole deal here. And I think this is great that he still connects with the time we live in, and many people cannot really go out of their home regardless of this cocoa thing. It has to be this way. It's just within reach. You don't have to be afraid to get out of your home, face the people, to go there. You can make it into because the world right now feels not like a comfort zone. So I can totally understand that everybody needs a place of retreat and not really being keen on leaving your home or something, and being able to go on this journey just by using this book and this scan code. I think it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and if you're not really a technology person, that's okay. You can just use the good old books like me. I do both actually, but I'm a big bookworm, so I'm very glad that there is a book. And I don't know, I just like the object of the book, the colors. I don't know. I'm just very. You have his face, and he's so joyful. Yeah. Like, he has so much joy on his face. There's not a single wrinkle that isn't joy related. It's very cute.
And the joy comes from serving us. It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to add?
No, maybe we can offer a blessing to
everyone
who's watching.
That would be brilliant. That would be very good. Guys, that's a moment where you take a breath, and let's do this.
All right. So it's good to sit up straight because the energy can flow, the chi can flow better. And we can place our palms, and you mentioned this earlier, the lower abdomen. Yeah. This is our life force center, this is our core for everything. And when we simply put our focus there and visualize a golden light ball and just focus on this, because where we put our mind, this is where our energy flows. And just breathe into lower abdomen, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, just be present for a moment, a silent moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to invoke this field to offer everyone who's watching now, or the ones who will be watching the recording, a one-time Tao healing, Tao blessing for one personal request. So you can just focus, what do I need today? Maybe you have headache, back pain, issues with the stomach, or maybe it's more like emotional, mental issues. Just to choose one request. And allow yourself also to receive. Open your heart to absorb the light that is flowing through. There is no time or space, so this is possible and accessible from everywhere in the world right now.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, all the occasions, that was the time. Be open the same way as if it were your special day, and you're open to receive that.
Exactly. So let's take a moment so that you can fully absorb, and all you do is just breathe, and you picture really golden light, because with our spiritual channels, this room looks even more amazing. There's so much light. You just breathe it in your lower abdomen, and you exhale, and that's all you do. And we will just be silent for a moment. Even it's a stream. It's okay to unite in silence. It's actually very powerful, and to feel the connection, even when we're not speaking.
Yeah.
There is a connection beyond our physical interactions. Yeah. It's on the soul level. We are all connected.
Yeah, silence is also a way of speaking and communicating. So let's communicate.
So focus on the light and relax and just be present. And now go with your attention to the heart area. When the heart is peaceful, everything in life flows differently. Just feel the stillness in your heart, the expansion. So the most important in life is order, connection, openness. And we're going to close this very short meditation by placing our hands in front of our heart. If you want to join us, this is just a gesture of connection as well as of gratitude, and it connects us with our heart and with heaven. So you can express your gratitude for something that you're grateful for on this day. And you simply say it silently in your heart. Thank you, this person, or thank you, the universe, for this and that. I wish to say thank you today for inviting me to have this interview. Thank you to the PEACE.field. Thank you for all the treasures we have here, the calligraphies. Thank you, heaven. Thank you, earth. And thank you, all of you who have been watching.
Thank you. Tack så mycket, how we say in Swedish.
Merci.
In French, all the languages. Thank you so much for watching and being with us. And I see you very soon with some very eclectic, different esoteric magical content. And until then, take care of yourself. You're allowed to do it. It's completely legit. This is your duty as a human to take care of yourself, because this way you will take care of others as well.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.